Good morning, everyone. This is Nolan with Kooima Ag. Today we're going to show you some how-to videos on our compost turner, some do's and some great don'ts, what not to do with the machine. We want you to operate our machine with safety, and we don't want you to do something to the machine to break it. So hopefully this video today I can show you some do's and don'ts when you get your new Kooima compost turner. Today we have the tractor in front of the machine, and the machine is in travel mode right now. But we're going to pause the video and go on the back side of the machine and show you a really good don't of what not to do. Okay, the first don't I want to stress today is I have the machine jackknifed to about a 90-degree corner, which you very rarely going to have it jackknife this far. Your turner is going to come with two PTOs. Okay, it's going to have a tractor PTO and a gearbox PTO. The tractor PTO is easy to identify because it's got a big old clutch on it. The clutch has to go on the turner. There's a bolt here that you have to torque at 75 foot-pounds, and it's written right on here. So this is where we want the clutch. Obviously the tractor end goes on the tractor, and that is large 1,000. Most standard industry splines now on tractors are large 1,000. It's not small 1,000, it's not 540, it's large 1,000. We want a tractor that is equipped with IVT or creeper transmission. IVT is the term allows you to use. What I want to show you critically today is why I got this machine turned as severely as I do. The PTO, obviously, when you turn a machine this tight, collapses. We are almost down to our collapsed state. If you have a red tractor or a blue tractor or a yellow tractor, you may have to adjust the length of this PTO, meaning we want to send you a PTO you can use. So if you have a New Holland tractor and your tongue is a little bit closer to our turner, meaning it's further here, you may have to shave a little off that PTO out of the inside so that you can make a sharp turn without collapsing the PTO. Because when this PTO collapses to where it can't move anymore, something's got to give. This shaft's going to bend, you're going to break this bearing, you're going to break the PTO possibly. So we want to stress that today. Most standard length R series tractors, we have this PTO designed basically for that length, but not all you guys are going to have John Deere tractors. So New Holland, in case, keep in mind you may have to adjust the PTO length, and that's the first thing I would do when you get your new Kooima turner. After you get your PTO in the correct length, correct format, you also are going to need a tractor with 4 hydraulic ports. We run tires, freewheeling tires on the turner, the big truck tires, up and down, of course. There's a tongue that moves in and out to move the machine from tractor mode to compost mode. There's a drive tire that you need to power, and a drive tire up and down. So you need 4 hydraulic ports. So right now we're going to turn around back and go in the cab and move the machine to compost mode. Okay, we're going to get ready to put the machine in compost mode. What you want to do is remove the big pin from the hitch, the safety pin, and put this in the tractor. Obviously, let the machine go to compost mode. You really don't need to use this unless you're traveling down the road. Then it's a really good safety feature that we've added to our machine. So the first thing I want to do is when I'm in a tractor is look at all my hydraulic ports. So I'm on the hydraulic screen here, and all my ports, I want them in continuous. So when I push the button, there's no timer, and I want them all in half or slower. There's no need to make your hydraulics any faster than half. They'll just be moving too fast back there. So got the drive wheel about half. We're probably not going to be composting that fast. You can see it spinning back there. what we're going to do is we're going to put the machine on its tires, and I want to lift the machine off the travel tire there so I don't scrape the tire as I'm coming around. The back tires, I want to lift it off that tire. So now what I like to do is I like to turn the wheel on and move the cylinder at the same time. So it kind of just falls in place. Okay, that's as easy as it takes to put the machine in compost mode. Now I want to leave it in this state because I have to remove the travel tires and put the wings out on the turner and hook the PTO shaft up to the gearbox. These are highly designed airplane tires. They're small for a reason because if you had a tire like this, we'd get fairly heavy, and we don't want you to work too hard when you're composting with our machine. So they come off pretty easily after they're suspended in the air. There's a quick pin that you just pull out. We made a nice handle. Just simply walk the tire, and they're located on the tongue here. Line the hole up. Put the pin back in place. Travel mode, the PTO is the gearbox and the PTO are 90 degrees to each other. So this is a very key don't. Unhook, disconnect the PTO when you go to travel mode. You can leave the PTO engaged all the time in compost mode, but in travel mode, if you turn the machine in travel mode and the PTO is engaged to the gearbox, you will also bend the shaft. Bend this shaft. There's just not enough room for this PTO to operate in that severe condition. So make a note in the tractor. Do not put machine in travel mode with gearbox PTO attached. That's simple as that. I would do that. We're going to hook it up now because we're in compost mode. Okay, we're going to remove the other travel tire. Then we want to put the wings out. So after we get this thing ready for compost, what I want to stress is another how-to is how to set up the rows. You purchase a 14-foot machine by 8 foot tall. We really can compost anything taller than 8 foot. It's just whatever you can stack in 14 feet. So if it's very runny with a lot of moisture and it wets out, we do not want to go past 14 feet. The wings will bring it in a little bit, but if you are at a 16-foot wide row, your drive tire will be in some slop. If this drive tire is in wet slop or in mud, it'll just sit there and spin. It won't help you. So we strategically designed it 2.5 to 3 feet away from the edge of the compost so that it will be in a dry area. This is a very good attribute when you're using a Kooima Turner. You'll get to know that in a real quick hurry what that drive wheel can do for you on the opposite side of the row, keeping your rows straight, keeping you compost efficiently. It's a very good attribute. We'll set the speed in the tractor for that today. We're going to show you how to compost on the parking lot. Basically, we can show you a little bit better of how the machine maneuvers and slides around without the row being here. So we're going to do that today. We're going to go in the cab and give you a little demonstration on the concrete here in front of Kooima Ag. We're going to get the machine lined up basically in a row. We're going to put our drive tire up. In this particular instance, we're going to raise that drive tire all the way up so it's out of our way. So we got the free wheeling tires going right now. When you compost, the composter is really set up basically only to make right turns. If I were to turn this machine to the left, it would take forever. As you can see, it's kind of set up to follow me very nicely when I make a right turn. Therefore, when you have 10 rows that you're composting, start way to the outside on the left, do that row, and I would skip row number 2 and go to row 3. Once you're done with row 3, go back to 2 and then to 4. Always turning to the right. Some guys that try and maneuver this machine to the left, it doesn't follow you very well. You can do it. We have a drive wheel that can help you, but like I said, it's very easy to do going to the right. The free moving tires are synced together hydraulically, so they move at the same height. We can keep our machine pretty level for you when you move it up and down. As soon as we get straight here to where we have a little distance, we're going to fire the drum up again and show you how to use the machine. Okay, when you come like to a row, have the machine about 90 degrees to the tractor. I'd stop it, and you can lower the machine all the way to the ground. And then I like to use the drive tire and give that drive tire a little bit of weight. So when I kick it in, it'll help me pull it. Being we are on concrete and I want to stay a little bit off it today, I'm going to go on my free moving tires a little bit. I'm going to put my drive tire down a little bit like this. When you're at this state, you turn the PTO on. Put the machine in really slow motion and put the drive tire on. When I lift that up, the drive tire, if you ever want to get the drive tire, if it's going too fast, I just like to lift it up and get it out of the way and then put it back down. That's why we like everything in the continuous mode hydraulically. I'm spinning that tire a little bit faster to keep the machine up. Hydraulic flow is all we need to do to speed and slower that tire up. When you're in a compost row, you always want the tractor tire on the right of you to be right next to the row, so that that drive tire over there is in the driest part of the pad. Generally, you're going to be going about a ½ mile an hour. The first time you turn the roads, you're going to only be going about a ¼ mile an hour. So this is basically how to operate our Kooima turner. Give us a call if you have any more questions. Thank you for your time.